My fellow citizens of the world community, good day to you all. I am glad to tell you that, to the best of my knowledge and based on reliable information, there are 5 countries or more who followed my blueprint, the one island blueprint to contain the spread of coronavirus. The first to follow my suggestion, wittingly or unwittingly, was Australia. Scott Morrison of Australia has in the northern of New Zealand, followed by other countries like Chile, Maldives, Indonesia, and several other countries. So all in all, there are 5 known countries to implement the blueprint I offered to the world community through letters sent to 340 nations throughout the world. And so that is a good news. I hope the entire world will follow, and then coronavirus will become a thing of the past. That is how far we have gone. But unfortunately, the very country where I live is not following my blueprint. Out of pride, they are not following it because it came or it's coming from Eli Wales Pamatong, the most maligned leader in the Philippines today. At any rate, before I proceed, permit me to talk about pandemics that have been handled effectively in the past. I would like to talk to you about leper, the leper colonies of the 1900s, from 1900 to, I would say, 1915. And even today, we have leprosariums, or people sick of leper, but leper has become curable now. So at the time, leper became a pandemic. I have a list here of some of the countries that were affected. The United States of America was plagued with by leper. Philippines, India, Pakistan, Greece, Vietnam, China, Burma, and several other countries. So it was in a sense a pandemic. And the problem with leper was or is, it's not curable. I mean, you suffer with it for the rest of your life, most of the time. That's why the Americans created a colony, leper colony at Louisiana. And in the Philippines, the Americans created a colony at Culion Island. Culion Island is about located at the northern tip of Palawan. That was the only way to segregate the people sick of leper, because it was contagious, very contagious. So they gathered all the people who were sick of leper in the Philippines and brought them to one island, Culion Colony. They call it the Culion Colony at the Culion Island, where they were cured, or they were confined, and they were brought back to the mainland only after they were cured. But most of them were not cured, so they stayed there for life. But that solved the problem. The United States more or less spent only $50 to stop the pandemic in the Philippines. I don't know how much the Americans spent for the Louisiana colony and the other colonies throughout the world. When I saw that, I came out with a blueprint that every country which is affected or infected by the coronavirus should have at least one island where all the sick or the patients, the COVID patients, should be confined, locked down hermetically in that island, and leave the rest of the population, let's say 99% of the population, to live in freedom, where there are no lockdowns. They live in freedom and pursue business as usual daily. What happened was, or is, what is happening is that the 99% who are not sick are being locked down together with those who are infected. The 1% who are infected, and they're contaminating each other, and that's why the spread of coronavirus went out of proportion, and the whole world has panicked. But if they only used their mind, if they kept their cool, we would not have reached this point where thousands are dying. That's why, inspired by the Kulion experiment, or the colonies created before to contain lepers, those who were sick of lepers, I thought of a one island colony for those affected or infected with coronavirus. Not just colonies everywhere, like in the Philippines, there were other colonies aside from Kulion, established by the Franciscan order. I really insist on one island colony, so people can not just get out, in and out easily. And the majority who are not infected with AIDS are well protected. And I'm glad to tell you that as far as reports are concerned, there are many countries following already, except that my country, where I live, is not following it. Because any idea coming from Pamatong is wrong. They have this deep bias against me. But I'm glad that Australia recognized the fact that the idea came from a legal source outside the Philippines. And I would suppose that it came from me, because I've been sending letters to the 340 nations throughout the world concerning the blueprint of one island anti-cubid colony to stop COVID. So I hope that the American people who experimented this before and who successfully experimented this act of segregating the sick from those who are not sick will do the same thing to solve the problem. What's going on in America is that instead of fighting coronavirus, they're locking down, they're hiding in their homes, hiding in their cars. They're afraid, they're so afraid of coronavirus, which is affecting or infecting only 1% of the population. If we continue to run away from this coronavirus problem, we will all die. Humanity will not be the same as it is. It might become a memory and wiped out from the face of this planet if we are not careful. Because coronavirus, I heard, is both stationary and airborne already. So that is the report or the news I can share with you so far. I suppose that reason will prevail, truth will prevail, and all the people in the world will follow what I am suggesting. In the meantime, I heard that there are vaccines invented in Russia already, and some medicines called Avigan invented or created in Japan. And these medicines, which have been discovered in Australia, in Japan, in Russia, if we are combined together, can wipe out AIDS forever from these hermetically locked down islands where victims of AIDS, where victims of coronavirus are being locked down and confined and cured. The best thing to do is to bring them to these areas, to these lockdown areas, islands, as soon as possible, at the fastest possible time. So the world will be free. In the Philippines, it's very unfortunate that instead of helping those who are not afflicted with AIDS, with coronavirus, the president, who may be out of his mind, has ordered to shoot them down if they violate the lockdown rules. And many people are violating the rules because they are looking for food. We don't have food. The situation is very, very bad. The very, very bad. The situation is hurting people. In my case, I'm having a problem because I cannot even buy ink for my computer. I cannot buy bond paper. They're closed. I can hardly buy medicine because there are hardly medicines available. So we who are not infected or affected by coronavirus are suffering more than the presidents. I look forward to that day when no more shall I see people wearing this mask because they are afraid of the coronavirus. When people are walking as freely as they can without fear, when cars are back in the freeways, when people are living life as life should be lived, when people are dancing and singing, and not afraid of an unseen enemy which can be contained anytime. I think I have said enough. I repeat, there are 5 countries or more, namely Australia, New Zealand, Chile, Indonesia, Maldives, and the others who are following the blueprint that I propose. It's not a colony just everywhere. It's strictly one island colony where the sick are completely segregated, hermetically sealed in the island, and cured and brought back to society only when they are fully cured. So the 99% of the world population will remain free, can go on business as usual, can do what they want, unlike what is going on today. I thank those who are listening to me and following me. I hope that the people in the Philippines, my fellow countrymen in the Philippines, will listen to me. Otherwise, we Filipinos will not benefit from what God may have whispered to me to solve the problem of coronavirus forever. Thank you and good day.